Relocating, and Sensing Departed Spirits. August 30, 2014. If you follow the instincts of your heart, you'll never be led astray. If you listen to the constant wants and demands of the fading ego, however, you'll find that it's much more difficult to reach the brimming, heart-centered space so many of you are ready to reach and flow from there with the pure energies and expressions that result. You can do anything you put your minds to, but your willingness and dedication are always important. No matter what skill you want to hone, dedication will always be crucial if you want to do it successfully. Your abilities are growing, and many of you have yet to surrender to the flow and find out just how potent and far-reaching they can be. You manifest everything you experience, and as long as you refuse to put up mental barriers around your flow, everything will become easier and you'll enjoy tasks and chores you might have otherwise found tedious. Remaining in an open-hearted space. Many seekers are finding a greater level of joy and ease from their lives because they're willing to remain in an open-hearted space, and the more you leave this space in favor of the solitude of the ego, the harder it'll be to reach when you're ready. Your collective consciousness will be purified when the time comes, and the hatred and pettiness that have been driven by your division will cease in favor of collective peacemaking. Everyone will see that you aren't meant to remain divided over illusory outer differences, and the drive to come together and bring your planet into the light will be stronger than ever because everyone will see the necessity to play their part. Some people will be led to different parts of the world or great similar, mountainous changes, and they can be assured that everything is happening for a very important and needed reason. The things you experience are very necessary, and you're growing and learning with each easy and difficult experience you greet. Is this difficult to fathom, given how random and unneeded some of your most painful experiences have seemed? With our introduction given, we'll be happy to answer our first question. Question number 1. Moving away. My partner is very keen to move up north, which is a plane trip for my family. I am very close to my family and have never lived that far away. I like the idea of a better climate and going off the grid on a few acres. Question is, how will I and my family go with a big move? As we mentioned above, relocation can be necessary for the growth and advancement of the people involved, and however difficult splitting apart from her family could be, our reader will soon find that her perceived isolation was very worth it. She and her family may suffer emotional pain, but there are a wealth of ways to stay in touch with your loved ones in your technologically advanced age. As long as our reader and her family make it a point to continue to stay in touch, remaining just as close as they were when they could speak face to face, she'll find that her relocation was worth it for the wonderful things her solitude and nature will provide her. Our reader's move is an important aspect of her ascension, and the place she's headed will help her find a higher vibration easier than her current location. Sometimes, big moves and other, similar uprooting lifestyle changes are necessary, because they act as a catalyst for the growth and advancement of, in this case, our reader. Our reader will experience a wealth of perceptual changes and advancements after a short time in her new home, and while there will be trials and difficulties along the way, as with any lifestyle change, everything will flow smoothly in the end. Our reader is in for some surprises, but if she can see beyond the pain that comes with leaving her family for another destination and embrace the changes that lay ahead of her, she'll find little difficulty adjusting. In fact, she may feel very at home when she starts consciously absorbing the pure vibration her new home will offer, and will encourage her to get out in the mornings and evenings when temperatures permit and meditate. Feel the good vibes that'll permeate her perception. Her higher self and guides have been working on purifying the vibration inside and outside of her potential new homes, and we recommend she look out for the blissful meditative energies that could result. Attuning to these energies is the best way to feel them, and we'll always recommend our reader meditate or find another way to attune to the good vibration she has the opportunity to feel. All of humanity has the opportunity to feel this vibration, and if you can each connect with your higher selves and guides, you'll find that they perform a wealth of healing and purifying practices on you and the area around you. Connect with the higher self. We also recommend our reader maintain as strong and pure of a connection with her higher self and guides as she can, and while we recommend this for everyone, we recommend it specifically for our reader because staying in touch with her higher self is the best way for her to receive the energy and guidance that'll help her thrive in this new era in her life. She may find it difficult to adjust to her new home if she isn't in the right frame of mind-heart every day, and will again recommend she perform some type of light meditation in the morning before she starts her daily duties, in an effort to connect with Source and/or her higher self and receive a needed boost. It doesn't necessarily matter when she performs this meditation or connects with her guides, and as long as her intent is clear and pure, she'll find that the connection is smoothly and flowingly maintained. Her higher self will offer her a wealth of needed advice and guidance related to her move and adjusting to the place she'll find herself in, and her higher self can certainly feel her immense anticipation for the move and everything it'll entail. We can't stress enough that our reader should maintain contact with her family, even when she seems comfortable enough without them, because her bond is meant to remain strong, no matter where she lives. No matter the land around her, family is always important, and her family will offer her the love and support that helps her thrive when she could otherwise throw in the towel. Connecting with family is just as important as connecting with your higher selves and guides, and realizing this is the first step to maintaining the ever-important connections you can maintain with your kin. You'll find that your vibration is raised when you can convene with your family in an open-hearted setting, and this is in part why we encourage our reader to continue connecting with her family. The potential for our reader to remain as close with her family as she's always been is strong, but just like connecting with the higher self or doing anything else nourishing or satisfying, this connection will have to be willingly pursued. Now, we'll move on to our next question. Question number 2. Sensing spirits. I sense presences in my house. So does my daughter. We both have asked for contact. If there is a message, could you check on this for me? From the read we're getting on this situation, the spirits our reader refers to don't intend to harm them, but simply to make their presence known. They're bound to the earth plane because of their attachment to the material world and because of something traumatic that happened during their earthly lives, but they aren't inherently malevolent and they don't seek to harm our reader or her family. In order to explain this phenomenon further, we'll have to get into a discussion about earthbound spirits. What humanity calls ghosts are, in many cases, souls who pass away from your planet but are so attached to their original homes for one reason or another, sometimes related to trauma and sometimes because they really enjoyed their earthly lives, that they find it difficult to leave, partially because they don't feel ready for the fourth dimension. These souls desperately wish to be back on Earth, but they aren't willing to venture far enough into the fourth dimension to make the decision to reincarnate there, nor do many of them wish to because they want to retain the earthly lives they're comfortable with. These souls will do anything they can to make contact with the physical, even if this means getting the attention of people in your reality who live in their homes or frequent their favorite destinations. In some cases, this is why theaters and things of that nature tend to be haunted. Souls who enjoyed them in their earthly lives don't want to leave. They're desperate to contact someone on Earth in hopes that they can be pulled back into their old lives, and they'll eventually realize that this isn't the way it works. These ghosts, which we call earthbound spirits, are different from the negative entities who are responsible for scratches, violent or chaotic noises and other dark phenomena. The souls we speak of are more benevolent and simply want to connect with someone, anyone, and make themselves known. They desire exposure. Someone to reach out to them, and while we don't necessarily recommend our reader reach out if connecting with spirits isn't her forte, we do recommend she show love and compassion for these souls, because this is what they need the most. Every earthbound spirit requires love and compassion to thrive, and in many cases, the earthbound spirits who try so hard to make contact with the living simply need love. Our reader can give these souls the love they require if she wants, but when it comes to connecting with any spirit, especially earthbound, we'll recommend she affirm that a barrier of lighted protection be put over her by her higher self or guides. If you want to reach out to a lost soul, you'll always be encouraged to do so with the protection of your higher selves, because it can be easy to be pulled down into negativity by attempting to connect, whether or not the spirit you want to connect with is inherently negative. There are blissful spiritual realms beyond your conscious understanding, but there are also hellish and purgatorial realms. These lower realms were created by the spirits who exist in them, and they can be healed and mended if all of the souls there are saved and brought back into the light. Some earthly souls attempt to connect with earthbound spirits and help them refine the light, sometimes at a temporary cost to their sense of love and well-being, but we really only recommend experienced seekers attempt to connect. In our reader's case, she can simply show love and compassion for the souls who want to reach out to her, and she can know that they aren't spooky boogeymen who want to harm her or her family. They're spirits who are in need of some direction. We're receiving from sources in the fourth dimension that these souls are being tended to by transition guides, and while the guides haven't yet been able to directly contact them, they're laboring tirelessly to help these souls find their way into the light. With hard work and effort on the part of these guides, our reader and her family may cease noticing the presence of any spirit after a while. If spirits do seem to cease existing in their home, they can know it was because of the assistance of the transition guides. Constant awareness. Most of humanity has a lot to learn about the true battle playing out between the dark and the light, which your planet is a central location of. And when everyone on your planet becomes aware of the existence of realms, both higher and lower, beyond your conscious understanding, a lot of things about the method in which your planet currently functions will make sense. Everything will become clear and refined when your eyes are opened, and all it takes to open them is the willingness to awaken others once you've awakened. All it takes to bring humanity into the light is to be aware in every moment, and your awareness is more important than we can express because it leads you to do all of the right things. Your awareness leads you to make all of the inner changes that need made before you can align with the divine, and it also helps you work hard to awaken others to the reality of spirit and the necessity to cease living for greed and hatred. Your awareness is as important as the work it causes, and we're confident that more of you will realize this as the collective vibration continues to rise and the truth of your existence becomes increasingly apparent. The conscious public is feeding into the lighted realms with efficiency, but the lower realms still receive a banquet of energy from most of humanity, who don't realize the importance of everything they think, say and do. This importance will be realized in due time, and we'll make our final expressions for this communication, with encouragement to see how monumentally important everything you do is to the ascension of your planet. Countless souls in countless realms are counting on you to do the divinely inspired things you've come to the earth to do, but you can only do them if you're willing enough. You can only soar if you're willing to spread your wings, and we encourage you with love in our one heart to fly higher and further than you would have ever expected. Surpass your perceived limitation and inability, and show yourselves that you're truly infinite, divine beings who are capable of anything and everything. Let limitation be a thing of the past, and let the endless love of the Sacred Heart help you hone your creative works and your resulting ability to reach out and affect others on a very deep, personal level. This is why many of you came to the earth, and as long as you can cease getting in your own way and allow everything you experience to simply be, you'll have no further difficulty finding exactly what you seek. Seek it with enthusiasm, because it patiently yet excitedly waits for you. Thank you to my higher self and spiritual guides. Channeled through Wes Anak. cultureofawareness.com